Okay, I think I got this right. And we're live. Hello everyone. As you noticed from the title, which I'm more than likely going to change, this is my 32nd birthday. Yeah. Thankfully, only 2-3 traditions exist in my life, none of which involve celebrating that much. Yeah. Coming apart at the seams. I need to pay more attention to the chat. Yes, and hello Dylan. Thank you very much. So how do you like the new, the updated avatar? This, okay, so there's a story to this. About 2 years ago, around Halloween, I had a different avatar. I was a good Skeptic clone then. Basically, it's a great cunt. 2 years ago, I used images taken off Google, which is where the cartoon then was derived from. It was a Cthulhu ski mask and obviously a generic avatar in a suit. But at Halloween I made one that looks like this. Yeah, the gay pose aside, I found this image in a old folder of images, and I was quite happy because I liked the outfit. And I've been playing the Arkham games quite a bit recently. Okay, I've been playing 7 Days to Die a lot more. But the Arkham games are quite fun. So I asked Christina, who is supposed to be here by now, but she's late because she's special. Special. She's running late. She did this for me. She also made one for Benny, by the way. And I'm going to hopefully he's already seen that. He loves it. There's another... well, are you here now? I'm live, by the way.
I actually was here. I actually was here. It's just I didn't know that you couldn't hear me, so I was talking, and then I'm like, but I am here. I'm like, oh, I have to unmute myself because I don't get on Discord very often.
You're special. I'm probably gonna just make that disappear. There we go. I was just showing everyone in the chat the original avatar that you drew this updated version for.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
I hope that they like it. I was actually pretty happy with it because the thing is, because I've drawn your avatar so much, it looks much better than the original one that I drew that you use in your videos regularly. So
you are quite fussy because I remember you saying you weren't too happy about the Judge Moist one.
I'm not, because the lighting is very localized and isn't drawn in a way that's dynamic, and there's a lot of dark spots that a lot of detail is lost in.
In case you in the chat don't understand, Christina is clearly an art student and a bit of a doodle Nazi.
I'm not a doodle Nazi. I just don't know. I'm sorry. I've had to be in their jargon for a long time, so I speak in their language.
I don't have an avatar image for you on the screen. There's literally an empty sofa there.
Oh, sorry. I added an avatar. I did. Hold on. Let me send you that avatar again, but let me cut the chair out so that way you can sit me on the couch.
Okay, you do that.
Give me a second. Give me one little bit.
You take your time, that's good, because then I can talk about some of my birthday traditions while you figure that out. Okay, so the first one. Okay, when I was 22 I started this, so 10 years strong. Every year I bought myself what my friends dubbed the birthday whiskey. It started with a bottle of Glenmorangie. Then the next year I think it was Glenfiddich. And I think the third year was Jura, or was it Penderyn? Doesn't matter. Over the years it progressed. I think last year it was a bottle of bourbon because I got adventurous, and this year I'm going to show everyone this, because I'm going to get this, because I'm suicidal, okay? I'm getting myself the peanut butter and old-fashioned and jam bourbon, because I'm feeling adventurous.
If you're going to, make your liver commit suicide, can you at least do it with something that doesn't sound disgusting?
I've gone 10 years with really good scotches, and I've still got all of them in a box still, because I don't have the space to just leave them around. And it's Cthulhu-Kin, not Octo-Kin. Get it right. But I wanted to get adventurous because I saw Sophane and Fat Pat, they do their streams and they drink. And I've done one with them. And Sophane was drinking this mango chili moonshine from Tennessee. And I want to try it because the way he reacted to it was glorious. I want to see him. Mm-hmm. I want to see how it goes. And hello, Eldritch. I saw your messages the other day.
Is there somewhere I can see the stream and how it looks? Because Wait, never mind. There it is. It's live. All right, I see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I sent
Now,
you
when
the
you're there,
sitting.
can you just thumb it up for me? Because I need approval. Okay.
I will give you
It's
all
all
of the thumb ups you want. I promise.
It's all I want in life is your approval.
Okay. Don't worry
Echo.
about that. I know.
Okay. Hang on a sec. I'll put earphones in.
Okay.
I will put my earphones in because there's an echo, and that's my fault.
Look, I gave you a thumbs up, and I'm gonna say something nice in the chat.
Okay, well I can't hear you for a second while I put my earphones in. Okay, so say something nice.
Okay.
Echo.
I don't know how slow. Okay, there we go.
Bacon vodka. Aww.
I made you. Why aren't you using the sitting version so you can sit in your armchair while you
Because I wanted to use the
stand
stood version. It looked amazing.
But they're both goo. You have to put.
Also, thank you, Saki, for the very kind Streamlabs donation. That's very kind of you. I did hear it, but for some reason OBS isn't working with Streamlabs right now. It crashed a few days ago when I was setting all this up. It hasn't worked properly since. So I get the alert, the sound, but I don't get the visual thing because it's not working properly. It's special. By the way, because I planned for this, I had some topics. I was like, what I'll do is, I'll talk on my own for 30 to 45 minutes, and I'll just grab some people and drag them in. On Discord, that is.
Mm-hmm.
But then you agreed to come on, and I was like, I can still talk about this, and then I can talk about the stuff I want to talk about, because I'm sure you won't mind me talking about rubbish.
Whatever you talk about is absolutely fine. This is your stream, and I'm going to do my very best to provide good conversation. Of course.
Well, you went down. You were very popular on the stream I did a few weeks back. Oh, right, you've.
Well, that's because everyone kept insisting that I sounded like a child.
To be fair,
I don't.
To be fair, if they haven't seen you, then yeah, you do sound like a child.
I do not. I'm turning like 19 in 2 weeks. I am a fully fledged adult. I am not a kid. I am very grown up.
Oh, of course you are.
Like, I know you think that, like, I'm actually, like, 8 years old and I just somehow found my mom's computer and I'm getting away with this, but no.
If you were 8 years old, I know a few people who'd get into a lot of trouble for talking to you.
Oh, my God.
Alright, I'll see if I can get I've flipped the image, by the way, because the couch is facing the other way.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry, I could have flipped. You could have told me and I would have flipped it. I forgot.
It's all good.
I am. No, Count Dibula says I am a child. Well, okay.
Dibs is awesome, man. You gotta check his stuff out.
Oh, I will. Okay. I'm not, like, as adult as I could be, but there's people who literally ask me if I'm 12. Oh my God, I'm so huge. Can you shrink it? Can you shrinkage it?
Because I shrunk
my
you
avatar's
down.
Not that.
It's all done. You're shrunk.
No, I'm not. I'm still huger than you.
It's because it's 30 seconds behind.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I've checked. I've done it on OBS.
Okay, there. That's perfect. That's accurate. There I am. Woo,
yeah, that is actually pretty close. You are such a small person. Shame you didn't draw yourself in that the Oscar the Grouch onesie.
Oh, I probably should. You know what? Next stream, if I have time, I'll probably just draw myself in the onesie, and then that'll be it. It'll be great.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
I can kind of hear you being an adult, but at the same time being a child. Since when is any female not a child in my mind? Ooh, you better careful with that language, mister. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. I'm just saying.
Yeah. She's one hell of a whippersnapper.
Oh, right. Whippersnapper. I'm a whip. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm so cool. I'm like a freaking adult.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the topics you want to talk about? Not about my age, because I don't want everybody
before I do that,
about
thank you, Ragnar, for the £2 donation. That's very kind of you. A $2 donation, sorry. Okay, so the topics, because these things bug me. I first of all wanted to talk about the Joker avatar. Okay, and I did that kind of. Man, you turned up. We talked briefly about it. You're happy with it, though, yes?
Yes, I am happier with it. I wish I had done the curlier tentacles in your other avatars, because in the other avatars that I drew, I resorted to not curling the tentacles very much.
Maybe in the future I'll pay you to do that.
I probably will do that on my own, if I have the time. The thing is, the curlier ones are harder to draw, but they look much, much better and more natural. The other ones that try to kind of like loop, but they don't actually curl very much. They look very strange, and I am very disappointed in myself that I didn't put in the effort to curl all of them. So I will do that in the future.
Right. Duly noted. Along with additional... I mean, I'm also talking about, like, expression changes in the future as well. Things I'd actually... And also because, you know, I seem to like different costumes. I've gotten a thing for it now. I'm like, what other things can I put my avatar in? And I haven't left you out, Miss Steam. I literally only invited one person for now. I say that. Did I invite you? I did, didn't I? I think I just said, come on a stream. Did I? Yeah. You there, Christina?
I'm right here. I'm just, you were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt you. I was just thinking that, like, I was going to mention that, like, I'm happy to draw your avatar in all the different costumes you want. It's just, when it comes to sticking your avatar in a costume, it's very, very difficult. Like, I did it one time for just a robot because I draw art for him as well.
Oh, the super one, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the most difficult, tedious thing I've ever done because it is so hard to consistently draw on a costume to a moving figure when that figure already has pre-established poses and make the costume consistent. Because whenever you're moving a costume on a character, you have to consider the width, length, and height.
Before you finish that, before you continue with that, Omegon, who are you talking to? Jacob Nava. I'm talking to Christina Prime. I will at some point put a link to her channel in the description, but you should be able to find her on easily enough. She does a lot of speed paint stuff, and she does my avatar. The current versions of Avatar, because I moved on. Yes. No offense to Miss Shadow Paint, who did the previous versions.
Her art is very, very phenomenal, by the way. I took very heavy inspiration from the way that she drew your design. I just prefer more squishy stuff.
She didn't like the fact, though, that I wanted a brown suit. That would be you that didn't like it. I remember this, because you wanted to put me back in a blue suit, and I'm like, blue, really?
Because when you put brown and blue together, they just don't mesh. They don't mesh very well. Like, look how much nitrate...
How British is it to wear a brown suit?
Well,
oh, Stoltzy says hi.
Oh my god, you promised you wouldn't join. Okay, never mind, nothing.
Hey, Stoltzy. Are you on Discord, mate?
No!
Because if you are, just let me know. I'll give you a link to my server, and you can jump right in.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you will not do this. Why are you doing this to me?
Because it's funny and it's my birthday.
I have rights. This is not fair to me.
But you're a whammon. You're one of the whammons.
Oh, very true. You know what? Never mind. I forgot all about that. Yeah. You're so right.
Have you noticed? Obviously, before you talk more about the art stuff, because this is fascinating. On 7 Days to Die, I made a prison cell. One of my patrons asked me where I'm going to put the Sammich wenches, and I'm going to have to make a separate cell just for them.
It's a separate cell.
In the Great Hall of Moist.
You know what would be really cool? Like, you remember how we were talking about, like, me making kind of like a quick background for your streams from now on?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, what if you just made it look like you were streaming in a basement with the couch in there, and then in the back you have a cage with the avatars of, or like screenshots of people who've made you sandwiches in the past, kind of all in a cage.
I do want to do that. I also I did 2 compilation videos, and I put them in a folder on my previous laptop, which I still have, and it's still there, of like Sammich videos from 2017, Sammich videos from 2016, because obviously I started all of that mid-2016 when I hit 1,000 subs. I haven't had any this year yet, though. I've had a couple pictures, and somebody did do this beautiful bit of music with their violin for me. Catherine, I think. Yeah, it was beautiful. One of my patrons is going to do a Sammich video, a gentleman's gentleman video, but he's going to do it a la communist style, because it's funny.
That is great.
Yeah.
I've seen some, like, I made a Sammich video once, which I don't think was very funny, but some people that make you sandwich videos and send them to you, they surprise me with how much genuine effort goes into the videos they create.
My favourite one, and she hates me when I tell everyone this, is somebody called Melody Dickens. It was the second one I ever received, and I didn't know, this is how, like, little I cared, but I could not tell and did not care that she's trans. Didn't notice, didn't care. The Sammich, the video, the music, everything was beautiful.
Is this the one where she's like doing it in like a spooky horror type thing?
No, that was a Russian girl, and that was creepy as fuck.
I loved it.
No, this was the second one with just old timey-wimey music and holding up a little book, you know, like something about a woman's place in the kitchen kind of book.
Oh man, I haven't seen that. I have to see it.
I'll have to link it to you. I think it's on a video. Oh, okay. So it was when I first introduced the blue avatar, the cartoon avatar. Sorry, the first one that Lisa did. I think it was a response video to a black guy about masculinity. I think that's the video.
Oh,
hypermasculinity.
Okay. Yes, I do remember now. I think I didn't see it all the way to the end though, because I know who the gentleman you're talking about, and I respect that he has his different opinions and views, but the way he speaks is very condescending, so it's very difficult for me to sit through one of his entire videos because he constantly infers that anyone who disagrees with him is like intellectually insufficient or inferior to him, and it's very difficult to listen to that because he might be making a valid point, but then you just cannot hear him over all the condescension.
That's a real issue. Okay, so are we done talking about the art? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so there are 3 little things I wanted to talk about. The first one, and I'm going to get this one out of the way first. Dear Machine Head, I am a long-time fan of yours. Please, please don't release a shit album. I just bought and listened to your song Bastards yesterday. Cost me 99p and I'd like a refund. I didn't buy you to listen to you preach from some pontificate from some bullshit position. I've seen also your videos on your Machine Head YouTube channel where you talk about racism in metal. Holy fuckballs, you are special. Your music is great. Don't introduce politics to it. Any band that does that generally goes downhill pretty quick because no one gives a fuck about politics when they go and watch you live. Right,
yeah,
that's one of the 3 things.
Yeah, it doesn't speak well on you as a celebrity with lots of money, lots of fans, and lots of fame to be preaching down to an audience of middle-class young people and telling them they need to be less racist or how much racism exists in an industry that you're succeeding in.
Machine Head are pretty successful. I'm not. I don't want to take away from what they've done or achieved, but their songs, the musical direction, you can tell it's changed. I was talking to 2 of my patrons who also like Machine Head, and we're considering going to see Machine Head together because it's such. Their music is so good. If you're a metal fan, it's great. I mean, I've got a guitar behind me that I played some of their songs to, and I love listening to. I like the music. Okay, it's not for everyone, fair enough, but they've changed the style from metal, very heavy metal, to kind of metal, but kind of Bring Me the Horizon crappy pop music, and now adding a country acoustic song to it. It's just it's so bad. But he felt like he had to get off his chest how Fear won. Fear didn't win that election. Donald Trump did. A prick won the election.
I thought that meme of Fear won, racism won ended like after 2016. Like I thought that was over. I thought everybody would moved past this. Like I've been called a Trump thumper before, and the thing is, I do not support everything Donald Trump does, obviously, but when your argument boils down to I don't like him because he seems arrogant or he seems like a mean person or something he said was offensive to me, then it's very difficult to really debate about it because what more, like, why not present actual arguments against his policies, not like, and the thing is, his policies have a lot of problems with them, but then when your thing is hate won because he is a racist.
Yeah, then this term is overused and doesn't mean the same. It's not accurate, and obviously I think Flynn's a freaking Californian. It doesn't surprise me that he'd say it. Doesn't matter. But that's one of 3 things I wanted to talk about, definitely. The second one was this recent. Let's go with Liberalist. Okay, so you have an individual who once said they didn't want to be involved in politics, now organising political stuff. That's amusing enough on its own. But if you want to do that, that's fine. But there are people who take issue with it because they think it's collectivist. If it is, I don't care. They want to take back liberal values. That's fine. Or take back the liberal label, but use liberalist instead. And I don't really care too much. I kind of get the point that the label is, that liberal is a tainted word right now, but then it almost feels like the word No True Scotsman is going to hang over the liberal label for a while. Term No True Scotsman, because people aren't, because people have different views of what liberal means, or they have different differing liberal positions on the left. I don't think. And then you have people who counter that, the typical like nihilistic types who they think it will fail or they want it to fail. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure which one they are. Because if you want to start a movement, political movement that's liberal, but call it liberalist, there's nothing wrong with that. And I saw the debates and discussions and meta trolling. I thought that was hilarious. But I don't care if your intention is to be liberal and proud of it, or whether it's to be liberal and like claim you're the true, or portray it as real liberal values, which most people just consider classical liberal anyway. Which is where I come in, because I've never once aligned with a political label because of this same kind of crap. It's just so embarrassing. It's almost cringy. Oh, yeah. Okay. As a super chat, I can agree with. Ragnok Alfbert. Disturbed Sound of Silence cover, yes, is, and I've heard it live, is magical. And it is the only acceptable metal, non-metal song. Yeah, I agree. It's brilliant. So yes, thank you also for the donation. That's very kind of you.
Can I say something really quick about the topic of reclaiming a label for a party's sake?
Go for it.
The thing about like people wanting to do that, I can understand, because what they're upset that the label that they identified with, which wholly encapsulated their views traditionally, was taken from them and then reappropriated for something else that they do not necessarily support or agree with. And they try to reclaim it and recreate or make their party reborn because they really do want to stick to what they traditionally believed in and not have this thing that they identified with taken from them and reclaimed and repurposed for something else.
Yeah.
Now,
this is rather unique. Also, just to Joe Nunia in the chat, I'm under the impression liberalist is all about individualism, but how can it be about individual when notions such as universal healthcare and a welfare state is supported? Yeah, it is a bit... This is, again, why I don't take political leanings. I instead vote on the issue. The issue is what I'm concerned with. I don't give a fuck about the party. Because, while I've only voted once in political elections, I voted once because the MP earned my vote when he, after Mum died, he made sure my sister didn't lose her house, which he was going to do because it was my mum's house. She then got the tenancy taken over because of his intervention. As far as I was concerned, he earned my vote. But the only other times I voted or time was Brexit, and I don't regret that. I'm still pissed off about the whole how that's going. And 32, Michael.
They're trying to recount the votes and
no, they want another. They want another one.
Haven't they already recounted it?
I honestly don't care anymore.
They did. They recounted it. They already recounted it a while ago, and now they're trying to do a third recount.
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, the votes happened. It's done. I had this. Okay, so just to Count Dibula, socialism light. Yes, I had an argument with someone about socialism, and for some reason, my head, and I don't know why I did this. I pointed out to them that only one person will be rich and everyone else will be poor, and they then said, "So what?" I said, well, we've had that for centuries. It's called a fucking monarchy. And he didn't get it. I felt like I'd won the argument there and then. I felt so special. And then I realised, no, but yes. He didn't know how to defend it though, so it's fine. I won. Fuck it.
The problem with socialism is that whenever people try to say socialism works, they can only point to the on-paper definition of what socialism is. But then when you point out an actual real-life example of socialism in practice and how it clearly hasn't worked or has left a nation completely crippled, they say, well, that's not real socialism. See, if I executed it properly, or if this generation went for socialism and we had complete socialism in our country, then it would work. They just didn't do it right. See, they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah. I don't want to be dragged into the discussion on the EU, by the way, because that was just a discussion I had. One of many I have. Thank you, Irate Bear.
Can I make a quick off-topic note about something?
Go on then.
My pet bird, he is sitting with me because
him.
he gets very grouchy when he's by himself, and he's on my shoulder right now. So if he starts making himself known, I'm sorry about that. I can't make him be quiet.
Should have drawn a bird for me so I could put him on the stream.
I'll just put like a chicken tender on there or something.
I'll put a chicken leg
or like a little like a little chicken, like a little chicken dinosaur nugget, like those chicken nuggets that are shaped like dinosaurs, and stick that there. Same thing.
Yeah. No.
If he gets too loud, I'll
Oh,
mute
don't worry
myself
about
some more.
that. Don't worry about it. I'll be dragging a couple patrons here soon anyway to add to just to talk. Hello,
If
Drunkel
I
and
can be,
There.
I'm gonna be selfish. Is like I was really hoping that Bene would be here because I really wanted to hear his reaction to like seeing the final thing.
He did ask me to tell him when I'd be streaming, and I just completely forgot to tell him.
You're such a bad friend, man.
I am. He did say he might use it in a video, and I said you should. He should, and then he should credit you, and he said he would. So if he does another video ever, then he will.
He doesn't have to credit me. It's all his. It's his piece. He can have it. It's a present. He doesn't have to credit.
I don't think it's a present because I paid for it.
Well, it's a present from you that you paid for from me, so it's your present to him, so it's fine.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, so there was one last topic before I drag a few people in. It was the Okay, so I sometimes watch people from any channel really, except for like makeup, because I don't need to look perfect. Yeah. I already am.
Very true.
But there are a lot of videos I've seen recently on the topic of the Skeptic community, and this one intrigues me because the titles are so clickbaity. There's one, a fantastic smug look on Millennial Woe's face, talking about the Skeptic community, but he doesn't. He just talks about crowd. That is not talking about a community. That is talking about an individual, and this is another thing I take issue with. Not only that, because it's clickbaity as fuck, but then again, if you want views, you've got to be. I take issue with the fact that people use this label to address people as a blanket, but most of the people that fall into this bracket have never really owned that label or that title. I would consider, if anything, it's a network of creators, like any network of creators. Not really a community, because ties are severed all the time. Because ties are renewed, some are new ones are made, new friends are made. So I don't really care for it. And then I see, I think his name's Rad Russ. He's made some videos, and he did one or two. One was, he did this little video talking about the Skeptic community. Why don't you read a book instead of playing video games? To answer you, Russ, why not do both? Because seriously, if you're not smart enough, can you not multitask? 2 screens. Just do that. He also did one where he talked about, why don't you come up with solutions, skeptics? Okay, I just did. Congratulations. But he did. There was one other video he did. I want to talk about one other video he did, where he did a load of questions for the Skeptic community. The problem was, the questions were loaded. He said he wanted to take all the answers he got and, and form and analyze them. But it was nothing more. The questions were loaded. It was nothing more than a cheap point scoring exercise. He would get the answer he wants on, like, the first one was like, which race did, and then he went off and asked something I can't remember. The answer would more than likely be the race he wants it to be, which would probably be Caucasian. But, and this is the key here, the people who talk about it don't care about race. And this is a key point, because most people who fall into the Skeptic community don't give a shit about race. But they'll argue against people who make race an issue. Because a lot of them that do this aren't arguing it from a very, I'd say rational position, really. And I would argue that I, for example, do not give a damn about race. I really don't. I don't see a point. I was raised to not care. Much like religion, I was not raised to care about religion. But I wasn't raised to hate it. I wasn't raised to hate race. Otherwise, you and I wouldn't be talking, because you're not one of those Caucasian people, are you?
No. I'm one of those. I swam here to America. Let's just say that.
On a desk.
No. There's the sewer lines. I went through there. I went through those drains.
I knew it.
It's pretty good. You should try it out sometime. It's pretty fun. The thing about people who address the Skeptic community is that when they say Skeptic community, they have like one person in mind that they're directly addressing. Whoops. There he goes.
Oh god, I'm hearing the bird flap.
Sorry.
Is the bird
okay?
Okay?
Sorry about that. Yeah, he's fine. He just gets little spasms where he just wants to fly around the room, explore, and then flies back. He's fine.
Cool, cool.
Um, the thing is, the skeptic community, whenever they're talking about one person, and then they don't want to address that person because sometimes the arguments that they're saying that you made are not actually arguments that you made. And the thing is, the skeptic community doesn't exist because everyone that they ever say is in it, like, significantly disagrees with each other. Like, the only thing that people in the skeptic community have in common is a relative format. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is completely different.
This is why I think it's more of a network than a community. I mean, there are groups that do meet up, yes. Friendships are formed. They could be considered communities or, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of normal. Oh, but you're fucking tribalist. Okay, well, whatever. This guy's buying me up. I don't care.
I think they misinterpret being willing to talk with someone you disagree with as tribalism, which is
interestingly, the people that do this, they call out the skeptic community. They call it out all the time, but they get the people that there are people who want to engage them, but they're not big enough for them. They only want the big skeptics.
I don't even think they want the big skeptics. Because, like, Bering, for example, has a lot of times invited people onto his channel to debate, and only 1 or 2 people have actually accepted. And he's a pretty big channel, I think.
By the way, there's a question for you from the super chat here, from Ragnarok. Is the bird a member of the hashtag TrapFlaps alt-fright?
Yes, although he's more like a retarded dog with wings, I guess. I don't know.
A retarded what?
I think he's just a dog that's retarded that flies. I'm not sure. I still love him, though. It's up for debate.
She loved him so much, she put him in a sandwich for me once.
Yeah, he lived. He's still alive. Aren't you, boy? He's still alive. He's fine. He's a good boy. He's the goodest boy that ever existed, okay?
Yeah, I was, okay, so to continue with the skeptic thing, I noticed in the comments of a live stream, I think it was Braving Ruins live stream, someone actually had mentioned that none of them own the label, but they're all, they're all considered the skeptics. And yes, I know the way. They get pigeonholed with it. And I don't see the point. And this is why I don't care for the clickbaity title, because to me it's a case of you're not addressing the group, you're addressing the individual. And a lot of people complain about that. There was, in fact, one of the biggest videos on my channel was addressing the oddly thumbed ranting feminist who's updated her avatar and rebranded as Claudia Brown. No longer the ranting feminist.
Why would she do that?
I don't give a fuck why. In any case...
I'm not saying that wasn't a bad decision. I mean, I think that you shouldn't label yourself as the ranting this or the something that, because it kind of is stupid, but why downgrade it to something so boring? Like why not change it to something like a unique username? Why change it to like Claudia Brown, like purposely boring? I don't know. I guess it's probably something personal, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, well, that in that video she summed up a point. The point was she'd rather address the ideas rather than the person. Something which she's a hypocrite for now, because while not understanding satire, she did a response video to the satiritician, but also recently to Magog, who she considered cringy, who I think is hilarious. Magog told me and we couldn't stop laughing about it. In any case,
I'm a big fan of Magog. I want to meet him and I want to make art for him.
I talk to him on Discord a lot. He's always about, well, when he's not in classes. Anyway, so she's a hypocrite really, because now she's addressing the people. Clearly the idea didn't stack up. But this notion that you address the ideas and not the person doesn't really work when your style is to address the individual, which is the whole point. But then, if your entire point is to address the individual, why on earth would you then title it to a group? Because it's not accurate.
Yeah.
And yes, ranting feminist, aka now Claudia Brown, which I believe is just something created on. Oh, really, Melissa? Happy birthday to you too.
Happy birthday.
But yeah, she did one on Magog, because he did a video on Just Laddie, I think it is. Call Me Laddie. And Call Me Laddie actually did a reaction to it and loved it. She took the video well, and Magog loved it. It was brilliant. The reaction to Magog's video. Ranting feminist, though, no. Yet again, proving she does not understand satire.
The thing about her idea, it's fundamentally flawed, because when you say address the idea, not the person, if you do that but don't actually cite anyone who's actually said those things, it makes you sound like you're inventing a straw man, because who knows who said the thing that you're trying to address? You could have made it up. You could have made it up and be lying. You have to address someone when you're addressing an argument, because otherwise you could be misinterpreting a person, or someone could say, where'd the argument come from? Who has said that? And then you say, well, someone has said it, but I can't show you, because, I have to address the idea, not the person.
Well, that's a real issue with people who do videos talking about groups. And yes, we must have a Ugandan Omegon Knuckles. Thank you for that.
Yes.
I think when they again pontificate about an idea, a group idea, as an individual, you still got to talk about what the individual is saying, not about the group. Although you can, and that's up to you how you do it. I'd rather just talk about the individual, to be honest. But it's me. Hello, Stoltz again. I see you in the chat. And yeah, I don't generally debate feminist stuff as much anymore. I don't really get a chance to. I've never actually streamed with any because reasons. But I do like the idea of other subjects. I found some fun stuff recently that have amused me. And hello, Cognitive Thought.
Ooh, hi, Cognitive Thought. I like your stuff, by the way. You're really, really cool.
Stoltz, you have to hit me up because I don't have you as a friend on there.
Oh my god, you're not gonna add... Are you gonna add him? You're gonna make me all nervous. I'm trying to be, like, professional and intellectual. I'm trying to pretend I'm a Rick and Morty fan with, like, a super high IQ and stuff, Like, not embarrass myself on stream.
Right.
Shh, quiet.
Hey, the bird just wants to talk. It's okay.
Be quiet, chicken wing. You can't be making noises. No noises.
Bird can make as much noise as bird wants. I'm sure the chat don't mind.
He can make noise if it's just me and him. Like, I don't care when he's screaming when I'm just me in the house.
But he's embarrassing me in front of my friends.
Yes. I'm trying to look cool in front of the stream.
Yes.
Am I cool, stream? I think I'm pretty cool.
Is the 8-year-old boy cool?
Hey, at least say the 8-year-old girl. I'm insecure about that, okay? It's so mean to me.
I got beer, whiskey, and white wine. Well, I usually drink whiskey. I'm waiting till I get paid next week, and then I'm gonna buy that bottle I showed everyone earlier.
Are you gonna record yourself in your Cookie Monster onesie, just taking the whole bottle in one go, and then dying?
It's a 50 cl bottle. I don't think I could do that without needing a stomach pump.
Yeah, like, I don't want you to frickin' die, okay? Don't do that, okay?
I don't particularly want to either, so it's okay.
Okay, just promise me, like, you won't do it all at once. Like, I don't care if you drink your gross peanut water.
It's peanut butter and jam bourbon.
That's like the kind of thing they feed prisoners when they're desperate for alcohol, and they give them a disgusting thing, and they're like, that's what you get, because you're a bad person.
Totally.
Why would you do this? No, you're not okay. You need to love yourself and have higher standards, okay?
I have had high standards for a long time, but I want to, for 1 year, be adventurous. By the way, it's just reminded me. I was working late last night, and so when I woke up this morning, I got woken up by my phone. It was my dad. He doesn't wish me happy birthday very often, but he did today. Woke me up from his job, and he said happy birthday, and then he said something I'd never heard before, and it annoyed me. He said, "Don't think about the past because it's already happened. Don't think about the present because I haven't got you one."
That's like a...
It's such a dad joke. Well.
That is such a... Okay. I mean, like, why couldn't he just say, look, I don't got you a present, but I love you. Happy birthday. Like, why did he have to do this dad joke runaround?
Because he's a dad, and that's what he does. I told because obviously I'm on Discord a lot, so the people in the chat, I'm always on Discord. I've been in voice chat a lot, talking to people that I play 7 Days to Die with, and Warframe sometimes. Not as much recently because 7 Days to Die. I've made this great hall deep underground, the Great Hall of Moist, which has an alcove with a couch in it, a corner one that curves in, forges, workstations, and a prison now. Yeah, I put a prison in there. You must be white if you know your dad. Oh my god, yes. This is actually something I want to address. So, to the Skeptic community stuff, with Rad Russ's questions and the whole talk about race and ethnostate, because I do want to quickly get this out of the way. In my content, I have never put my race into the videos. Ever. And that's because I want to make the point that I don't give a shit about race. I don't care. Never have. And it's the way I was raised. Keeping my race out of it means you have to address my arguments. Very few people know what I look like. And by the way, I apparently look like Denzel Washington. I'm just saying.
You look fine, by the way. Can I say something very quickly, kind of off topic, but related to what you just said?
Go on.
I unintentionally, completely not looking for it, got into a small argument with a feminist on Twitter because I had sent a message to Undoomed and I asked him, why do you think not very many feminists have responded to you? And then he responded to me saying he doesn't know. So that was the end of the conversation with him. And then this feminist responded to me saying that he's a coward and a spineless, just afraid to respond to actual arguments because he doesn't show his face. And then I made the argument that maybe he's not doing it because of privacy and because he wants to make it not about what race or gender he is, but more about what he's actually saying. And then she just could not get this.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because that relates to something a lot of people have said to you, that, oh, you're just faceless. You won't show what you are, show who you are, or your race or anything. And it's like, why does that matter to what you're saying? And it kind of just proves the point that they value race over what you're actually saying. It's like what Crowder said, where he said, you guys don't care about the only diversity you guys don't care about is intellectual diversity. And you saying to people, I don't want to show my face because I want my words to mean more than my race or gender or whatever ethno cards I have in my hand. And they just don't understand that.
Okay, so there was something else I wanted to talk about just very, very quickly. It was the whole point of an ethno-state.
Yeah.
You can have one if you want. You're just not going to get one in the countries that are now, and this is not the most popular of terms, multicultural countries. That while more dominant, they are in fact mostly white. They're not. And let's not forget here, quite a lot of people who are white aren't in fact white because their heritage proves otherwise. Okay? It's a fairly obvious one, but I just wanted to point it out.
I think that the whole people believing in an ethno-state or wanting an ethno-state has just been overblown because of what happened with Kraut.
Well, I
genuinely don't think there's as many people out there that actually want a pure ethno-state.
I agree with Mitch on this.
Like a very
Charming Man 93 said that if you want an ethno-state, you can have one. You're just not going to get one in the country that you want it to be in. You have to create your own space now. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a country based on race, but then again, you're showing your hand by wanting, and it's all that preserving racial purity some people want. And why? I don't care about race. That seems a bit obvious. By the way, I'm just gonna drag a couple of my patrons in here because I did promise I would. I got Andrew.
I was just responding to someone in the chat because they were saying, "Is this tentacle and lolly porn? This stream?" And I'm like, "No, I don't appreciate that. Okay, look, guys." I'm super sensitive about how I sound, okay? So be gentle on me, okay? Don't do that.
Hang on a sec. You're not muted on my end, but you are...
It's okay, Saki the Real. I forgive you.
Yeah, you do that. Right. Let's see if I can give them roles. Stream. Okay, I've given those two the ability. Sorry, I promised 3 of my patrons I'd let them on. You'll have to leave the call again and jump back. Oh, you're in. Right, brilliant. Hey, how's it going?
Yep.
Oh, I muted you. There we go. Unmuted. There you go. Hey, Andrew. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Shade.
Hi.
I haven't spoken to you in ages. How you been, Andrew?
It's going. Last week was a little rough after having to do that whole conference thing. But
Yeah,
now
you
it's all done.
Well, I'm glad it's over for you, man.
Yeah.
Were you all talking, by the way, in the general? Because I'd feel bad if I dragged you out of there talking to Diskanar and he's on his own
No,
now.
not in the slightest.
No, I was trying to talk to Diskanar about concrete, but yeah, he wasn't responding.
What do you need to know?
Just
hang on a sec.
Concrete spoke.
Magog, I didn't ignore your message. Thank you very much. If you're free, by the way, you're welcome to hop on Discord and join us for a chat.
Ooh, that's gonna be so cool. Hi guys, by the way, I'm sorry I didn't say hi or anything. Nice to meet you.
Hi there.
too.
Okay, so
Hello.
Stoltz, I have actually given you permissions to join the stream voice chat, so you should just be able join general, and I'll drag you in. Okay?
He's at school right now. He's just in the lounge listening to us.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is, he knows I get anxious when he says he's going to join, and
Attaboy. Make me
no,
proud.
that is not okay. You know I am very sensitive about that. Don't you dare. I'm gonna have a very strong.
If I wanted to embarrass you, I'd remind you that I've had discussions with your mother, and she told me things.
You promised.
She
that
told
you would
me
not bring
stories,
this
and
up.
you know what? I actually wrote them down. Where are my
No.
notes?
You promised. You promised that you wouldn't bring this up.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
it's glorious.
Why would you do this to me?
Omegon's
have
being
wor-
quiet.
Wait, I'm being a dick? Who'd have believed it?
You're so mean to me. Why
I'm
would
sorry,
you do
you
this
can't-
to me? I work so hard. You know,
Right.
like I slave away, and you don't appreciate my efforts, and now you're gonna do this to me.
Hey, I appreciated it enough to put it right there on my screen. It's like right
Enough.
there.
I guess you give me money, so that's cool. I guess the money makes it okay, but you're still embarrassing.
Oh yeah, I did
Why would
pay.
you-
I have paid you, so at least I've done that.
Yeah,
I guess you're
it's not
definitely-
like you're holding the money hostage or anything.
Yeah, he has paid me, so I'm okay.
Yeah. Although I should just not. Let's face it. You're whamming.
Very true. Is a woman.
Yeah. What else was
I
there?
am like.
Oh no, I've literally covered all the topics
You were
I
talking
intended.
about the ethno-state thing before.
I've already
Are you
finished
done with
it.
that? Is that like done?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
God.
done. It was that ethno-nationalism, cheap point scoring exercise, clickbaity shit on the video titles with the Skeptic community thing, but then, yeah, indicate community, but then focus on individual. Yeah, it's all pretty much there. Nihilism, all there. Oh, and Machine Head's new song. I talked. Oh, actually, yeah, hang on, because I mentioned to you at the start, Christina, there are two patrons that like Machine Head as well, and I was considering maybe arranging to go see him with. Yeah, they're here now. It's Mr. and Mrs. Shade.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and we talked about the song, and it's so bad. Have you seen Machine Head's YouTube channel? Because he does a lot of Facebook videos. Rob Flynn does videos on Facebook, and then he puts them on YouTube as well. But he did one about racism in metal, and it was totally inaccurate. Like, it was about the singer for Pantera doing a white power gesture with his hand across his chest, and then out like that.
Oh, I saw.
But that wasn't entirely what happened, and I noticed that some black guy covered it, so I didn't really care enough.
Good old
Yeah.
film.
Well, the thing is, over the last few years, Rob Flynn's been getting more and more involved in the whole politics thing and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just.
By the way,
it
what
just
did you
made me go off them.
You noticed I mentioned that when I get, because my birthday whiskey this year, I'm going to buy is that peanut butter and jam bourbon, which is not obviously a whiskey, but I'm going to buy it anyway.
What?
But it's from the
Disgusting.
same website that created Unicorn Tears Gin, Phoenix Tears Rum, and Mermaid Tears Vodka.
The gin is really nice. I can recommend it.
And I want to try this
peanut butter
bourbon.
and jelly bourbon.
Yeah,
So if I type this into
it's going to
Google,
cost me
it
about
will show
it's going
up.
to cost me 40 quid. That's what I'm going to, and that's not bad, really.
I
Look,
don't know what that
look, all I'm saying is that is possibly the most disgusting thing and probably the gayest thing you will ever do. Just saying.
Are you even old enough to drink yet?
Hey, yes, but I'm not going to because I don't want to. I like coffee. I can drink coffee though.
Christina, thank your lucky stars. I'm having technical difficulties. Actually, that is so unfortunate because honestly, yeah, we can embarrass her.
Yeah, you're going a little roboto.
Oh, am I?
But alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you keep coming in and out like you're very machiney.
Yeah, Mr. Roboto.
Isn't that meme dead? I mean, I don't know.
Well, the first thing that, or the third thing that pops up is a BuzzFeed article on peanut butter and jelly bourbon. So no, I don't want to click on that.
Gross.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
You
That
all
must
do.
That must be new because I've not seen.
It's on the Firebrand It's on the Firebrand website.
Firebox.
Yeah, $5. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Must be-
$55.
Christina
Oh,
Prime
nice.
needs a wrench.
We
Oh,
can't
yeah.
ship this particular
give me a
product to the
wrench,
United
please.
States. Why?
Type in the chat, then I'll give you a wrench.
Give me a wrench, please. Give
Oh,
me a
it's because
wrench.
it's alcohol.
Yeah.
Booze gets weak.
I'll have to wait a month to do that. But yes. Where is it? You haven't typed in the chat. I can't give you wrench.
Oh, okay. I'll try and spell something out with my bird on my arm.
Okay, you do that. Yes. So what do you think?
Anything stupid going on this past week?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, right. Let's
Like
give you your wrench. Oh no.
You remember the bitch that lied about the two guys, football guys?
I hit the wrong things.
and
Chat
guy to
moved.
like her?
There we go. Put that instead.
Do you
Sorted.
remember that person, the Sacred Heart University student? She rejected a plea deal.
Oh,
so
yeah.
She's going to trial.
Okay, hang on a sec. I'm going to quickly just give her a wrench afterwards. I have actually given Christina her wrench, but she's timed out for 5 minutes.
I'm timed out?
Yeah, I timed you out.
What?
But when you come,
Invite me on here and
But-
then you mistreat me.
but when you get back, you will have a wrench.
Okay, fine.
You're welcome. And as far as
Okay.
so the plea deal. Okay, what's her name? Oh, it's the Santa.
She rejected a plea deal.
Yeah. It was.
So the trial is February 21st.
What's the college Santa something?
Sacred Heart University.
Sacred Heart. Sorry. Yeah. And she rejected it, even though she is entirely to blame for this, unless I'm mistaken about the false rape claim.
Yep.
She lied. She's gotten caught out. And she should go to prison for that. I'm sorry. And if people want to continue with this nonsense here, and I know, is Sacred Heart in California?
No, Connecticut. So,
Right. If they want to continue these
New
colleges,
England, which is it's a little progressive bubble too, but
if
it's not,
if colleges
it's
want to
not as bad as
continue
California.
on this little crusade, they may as well just call it the sexless crusade, because that's what they ideally want. No one to have, no one have sex, no rape.
Right, they
There you
want to
go.
regress.
Yeah, they
I
want
would
to.
think people would be
before the
smarter
sexual
than to make
liberation movement.
accusations like that now.
You know what we need? We need arranged marriages back, dowries,
Very true.
loveless relationships. Basically, that's the only way people can survive.
Basically, cheap marriage as a contract.
Yeah.
The quality of sandwiches will increase.
Yeah.
Sandwich prices will increase. It'll be great.
Yeah. Okay. She admitted she lied.
It'll be
That is
funny to
true.
see, like,
This is the thing. If she admitted she lied, but she did admit, then how is she not accepting a plea deal? Does she think she's going to get a better one? As if she has a bargaining chip. She doesn't have a leg to stand on.
She probably thinks that she's justified, you know?
Yeah, there's probably some weird point
Yeah,
she's trying to prove by doing it.
Yeah.
There is
like,
no
I'm
point.
standing up
I
for
wonder if
women's
she
rights.
opted-
Listen and believe, guys.
Oh, well.
She probably opted for a jury trial, because a jury would probably be a lot more sympathetic, potentially maybe halfway, than a judge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when it comes to a lot of the Title IX stuff, or like a lot of guys opt for just the bench trial, which is just a judge.
Yeah.
Because judges are reasonable most of the time. But juries can be unpredictable. So I think maybe they're hoping that for some reason the jury will like her. I don't know. That she's a lying whore.
But the
Well,
thing is,
yeah.
you've got a jury, feelings come into them making a decision, whereas a judge just goes by what is written in the law.
Right.
Yeah.
So
The
I
plea
don't
deal-
know
the
if she's
plea deal
opted
was
for a
1
bench
year.
trial or not.
So she obviously I would assume here, the plea deal being a year, which I think is quite lenient, for wasting police time,
Oh,
for
God,
lying.
yeah, especially
Lying on a
because the
mission.
guys
But
would have gone to year for
She
even more than
what
that.
could she is she expecting a suspended sentence here? And I think
Maybe.
it needs to be a consistent thing. if people lie, if people do what they do to harm others in such a vindictive way, breaking the law in the process, you've got to be consistent. So if people do break the law and they do and try and put someone else in prison for not committing for doing something that they didn't do, then they themselves they deserve to be in prison.
Well, the thing is, now people are actually being convicted for these claims. It's setting legal precedents. So judges will look back over cases, and now it's been set that yes, we will convict people. So.
Oh yeah, because the U.S. is based in case law.
Oh, and before I forget, just because it's your birthday, Melissa, I'll give you a wrench.
System, yeah, the case law is very important.
Mm. Yeah, it is in the legal system over here as well.
Yeah.
I would think that rapes, like the false rape accusations, would go down by now, because so many fake cases where people's lives are completely ruined have come into the mainstream's attention, but it's still happening.
Me too.
Oh my god. That's disgusting.
Thank you, Bella Ragnar.
Believe, no matter what, if there's compelling evidence against the contract.
I believe you, Ragnar. By the way, I believe your testimony, and I think you should prosecute. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's completely true.
Obviously.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah. The stream is actually really good. Like, I've noticed that the lag isn't that bad. It's really, like, it's only a few seconds behind.
I've noticed the chat's not popping, although it might just be me.
The chat takes a few minutes to show up, but oh, thank you, Eldritch. And but the thing is actually playing pretty well, which is nice.
Well, I'm happy that's the case then.
You're happy that your computer isn't burning.
Oh well, this one, yes. If this one dies, I will be rather disappointed.
So what did you end up switching to?
I didn't yet. I haven't done it yet. I'm waiting for it to one more fail. That's all I'm going to wait for. I don't have the time or the. I can't just wait.
This is your old laptop you're running on.
No, I'm using the new one. But if I don't have the capacity to go back to the old one because of how slow it is. I mean, I'd be out of action for anywhere up to like 3 weeks. And I don't think.
You wait for stuff to get shipped to you.
Exactly. I
you'd
can't
have to send it back first, and then it would get shipped to you.
No, they won't take it. They will not give me a refund, and no matter how hard I tried, they just wouldn't. I'm like, I honestly just want my money back.
That's sad.
It is,
it's an
but
Asus, right?
It's an Asus, yes.
Asus.
Couldn't you?
Yeah.
Couldn't you like do a freaking like crowdfunding or like?
I crowdfunded this laptop.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. All right. There goes your one chance.
Ahead of you on that one.
Yep. Blew that one out of the water. Sorry about that.
There's your chance. It's gone now.
Yeah. I feel bad though because I don't have much space. So to get a tower, it would cut at what little space I have. But I should have gone with one regardless because this is it works.
I mean, you can get there's some compact things that you can get.
Yeah, I looked at them when I bought my tower, but they're a lot
Which happened to be the
expensive.
tower that I was looking at originally.
Yeah, no, they were expensive because the miniaturization and like compacting things nicely, because there's a lot of work that goes into engineering them.
But it's amazing the difference in price between like a laptop and a tower. For like £500 I spent on the tower, I would no way have got a laptop that would have run games decently.
To address the chat quickly, Asus is garbage, yes, but I had them before
I don't know.
I got this.
I haven't had any. I bought a Republic of Gaming.
That's what I'm using, Republic of Gaming. Before I got this laptop, I have an Asus X550CC. That was my old laptop, so I trusted them. That's why I went with them.
I haven't had any problems with mine, and I've had this one.
Mine was just a software thing where it just
4 years, and it works just fine with stuff. It can't obviously I can't plug the Vive into it because that's just asking for nothing to work. But
right.
But then I have an Asus motherboard in my desktop. That doesn't really matter too much.
Omegon, couldn't you put their avatars on the couch too, so that way we're all sitting there?
Because I think there'd just be like 3 patron logos.
I mean, you'd have to find a thing of find a boss Viger, because that's what my thing is.
A what?
That's what I'll do. I'll
It's
just
a
go.
League of Legends skin for a
Oh,
character.
okay. Okay.
Because I'm one of those garbage players.
You disgust
fine.
me.
No, just it'd be cool if like we were all sitting on like the couch, because I'm like my little chibber is just sitting there all by her lonesome, just like thinking about things.
Getting stared at by the tentacle porn monster.
I'm still upset that he didn't use the sitting one that I made for this stream, so he could sit in his chair.
I can use it for
on
future
the stream.
streams, woman.
But you're not using it on this stream when I'm here to see it.
That sounds like a better reason to not use it, knowing it'll piss you off.
Yeah, because now you're upsetting me, and you know how sensitive I am. But okay, fine then. All right, I see.
Sensitive,
I see how much our
yes.
friendship matters.
Right.
It's upsetting to me.
That shit ain't gonna work with me, woman.
Okay, just because you said some nice.
Does she know the way?
I honestly
Yes,
don't know.
I do. And so does my bird. He knows the way.
Oh, my social media has been blowing up with that whole thing.
I love that. Right,
Yeah,
okay,
dude.
so I reference it once, and I get messages saying, "Oh, it's an overdone meme. It's gone. It's done. It's over now. Why are you using it? Got you behind the
It's
times."
been a week.
I still.
Yeah.
Well, don't like
Don't they
that
know that
memes
these
are
things like
coming
go
so
on
quick
for
now.
a month? There's like a meme of the month. Ugandan Knuckles is the meme of the month.
Good.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
like that
it's
memes are going so
funny.
quickly now. It's not funny. Like people need to stop saying that memes are dead after like 2 weeks. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it means they're not dead after 2 weeks.
No, but like people are like already the Ugandan knuckle thing just came out and people are like, "Oh, it's a dead meme. Stop it, guys."
I remember when I went onto Discord and Skog, he just said that, and I was like, what? I had no idea. And then for the whole day, myself, Skog, and Laura were saying it all the fucking time.
It's one of those
Same
things.
here.
Once you know about it, you can't stop just like randomly inserting it into conversations.
I was
But
getting my
the-
chihuahua. I go up to my chihuahua and going, "Do you know the way?"
But the thing is, within a day, people were like doing articles saying, "Oh, Ugandan Knuckles is racist." Really?
No, it isn't.
It didn't even take a day, and you're
It
already
is
doing
not
this.
considering its origins, hell no.
It's not
It
racist,
was
and who cares?
just to address Eldritch in the chat, the stupid Jake Paul green hat. It was actually Logan Paul wearing one of the aliens
Oh
from
my God,
from
that
Toy
guy.
Story, and I want that alien hat from Toy Story because it actually looks quite nice.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
Omegon, were you tempted to
Paul.
make a video on the Logan Paul situation,
No.
or did it not like even cross your mind remotely?
I couldn't have given two shits. Okay, so
He's
people.
a
Okay, so I'll
dumbass.
sum this up. He first of all he exposed himself as the thicker of the two because he went to a forest that's called Suicide Forest. Did he
Yes.
think he wouldn't see a dead body there? I'm
He
sorry,
actually pointed
but
out
people
there's like 100 bodies found a year, so you have
Exactly.
like a 1 in 4 chance of
you've got a
finding
high chance
body.
of finding
Get
some
it on
some
any- get
poor
it on
soul
any
dead
given
in there.
day, yeah.
Okay, and if
Yeah,
if,
because
if
they send the police in regularly to do sweeps to remove the bodies.
Yeah, like there's even volunteers that regularly just to find a body and bring it back out, or to find people who've gone into the forest for the purpose of killing themselves and lead them back out or help them change their minds.
yeah,
Because
okay.
it happens just that frequently.
But also, as far as making a video on Logan Paul goes, I just didn't give a fuck. My view on it was simple. He did something he knew he was going to see. He had a high chance of seeing, and he acted like a fucking idiot. That's
Do you
it.
think that his like video apology was genuine?
No, I don't think any of it
No?
was.
Not even remotely?
Let's see. Okay, first of all, he did an apology by writing first and put two things up on Twitter, which were horrific. Essentially, he was apologizing and then complimenting himself.
Yeah,
That's
stop
not an apology.
bragging.
That's like Jeff Holliday's hour-long apology video
That
on the subject of the
that sounds
doxing,
like-
and took an hour to do that. I'm sorry, it's 7 seconds at most. And then he
That sounds like Anision as well.
yeah, okay, so and then he did a video. Logan Paul did the video, and yeah, he looked sincere. Of course he did. But I'm sorry, it took you all that to finally realize how much you fucked up. Your apology isn't worth shit now.
Well, Logan's like the reason I don't trust because he is an actor. He's he acts in film and in series. Like, he knows how to act and appear genuine. Like, I think the Twitter apology is probably the more genuine of the two, and he was soft bragging. So.
By the way, I love you called him an actor. He was a viner. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I say actor because he has worked in film, and he did do like some like filming, like acting in school.
There
and stuff.
are extras right now in every TV show on the planet that are planning to go to Suicide Forest because you've insulted them.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Because
Guys.
they're better actors
bad.
than he is.
I'm not saying he's a good actor. I'm just saying that he knows how to pretend to be sad or pretend to be genuine. Like,
He
there's
knows how to
some.
be big.
Yeah. I just is the queen and knows the way. Aw, thank you.
Oh, I'm timing
Don't
him
follow me
out for
around
that.
now. Huh?
I'm timing him out for
No.
that hate speech.
No, don't do that. Don't do that to him. He's okay. He's okay. It's a meme. It's a meme, bro.
It's just a
Don't-
meme.
It's just a meme.
It's
Don't
just
do
a
it.
meme.
Oh, I
Guys.
love it. Love
Why would
it.
you do that to him?
Because I know the way.
Because I know the way. What up? Do we have free license to make Knuckles references now?
I would
Or are
assume
we
so.
gonna get kicked out if we do that?
Oh, I like the Knuckles reference. Because Knuckles happens to be my favourite of the Sonic-like characters.
I
Oh.
don't like any of them, but I accept the meme.
Hang on,
but
I'll
I just
take your
don't like
wrench
any
away.
Sonic characters. They're all trash.
Whew.
Hail the queen! Don't insult the devil that you made. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, man. My bad, guys.
Dear oh dear.
I think I sound more adult than I did in the last stream, and I'm happy. I think so, at least.
You
I
don't think it
know.
had anything to do with the fact that last time you were drawing the thumbnail for that stream? And no, just taking abuse.
Well, I was super nervous the whole stream because you started it without telling me, and then
Yep.
I was talking, and then you just were like, "Oh, by the way, we're live,"
Yep.
and then I'm completely caught off guard, and you do that to me because you're so mean.
Yep.
So that's what happens every time.
Yep.
No, this time I was ready. This time I joined.
This
after
time you
he
were
started.
late.
So I
I was
ran
not
across.
late.
College encourages students to report signs of color-coded pink for girls and blue for boys as a bias incident.
Ooh,
I like pink,
that's
though.
sexism
But
though.
like, what if I like pink? What then?
Williams
Do they kill me?
College. What state is Williams College in?
I will say that pink is actually
It
quite
It
nice.
sounds like a small liberal arts school.
There's nothing wrong with
Am
the
I
colour
right?
pink. It's alright.
Williamstown, Massachusetts. Okay. Private liberal arts college in Williamstown, Massachusetts. I called it.
Yeah.
There
The
are
progressivism.
349 faculty members, enrollment of 2,000 students, and 57 graduate students.
Right.
Oh,
Well, that's yeah.
Fair. Count Dibula, you're so mean to me. I did not sound 5 years old before. I just mean. Okay, now you're stressing me out, and then you're gonna ruin my efforts, and I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop now because I'm adult.
Is somebody quitting?
No, I'm not. I'm not a quitter. I'm a cool person.
Of course you are.
Yes, I am. I'm super cool.
Yep.
Is Magog going to show up, or he left? He went away.
He's probably gone to class, so I don't think he'll be here.
Oh,
Sorry.
he's in college. That's cool.
Well, I
I
think
didn't know
so.
that.
Probably there doing some studies. I don't know, fucking bitches, making money. Yeah, the usual.
That is very cool. The college lifestyle. That's what all college students are doing for sure.
I'll be honest, it's the only reason I went to college. To fuck
you should go
bitches
back.
and make
pretty,
money.
It's pretty fun.
Turned out the making money part you couldn't do at college. You spent all your money.
That's probably true. You should go back to college. It's pretty fun now. You know, everybody getting pissed at you for no reason. You know, all the good
I'll be
stuff.
honest, I didn't fit in very well 10 years ago. I doubt I'd fit in any better now. The climates are different.
Maybe it's because I'm in a very, very typical, like liberal college, but the only thing that bothers me is that there's a lot of social justice clubs on campus, and a lot of things that you say, people take it as like misconstrued.
Mhm.
Like
Just
at
like
my
what I was just talking about with that bias reporting
yeah,
thing.
like at my college, I was trying to make a print club, which is for art students who are trying to go into professional gallery making. And I was trying to found my own club. I had signatures and everything. And then I went to the head of the college directors and I asked her if it would be all right if I implemented a prerequisite to joining the club, be that you have at least taken one art course in the past. Because the thing is, there have been art clubs or art related clubs in the past, but they always fail because people who are not even remotely interested in art join the club and then completely derail the entire purpose of the club. But then when I spoke to her about this, she said that was non inclusionary and that I would be alienating people if I did that, and that this campus supports inclusion.
Can you maybe do? Is there maybe a professional society that exists? You said university, so I assume that there. Or did you say university, or is it just like
Yes,
a college? Like, is there a
it is.
college of arts and whatever within your university? Because you could probably maybe start a professional society or a club through them. I know that when I was at university, a few the like clubs weren't under the student government side of things, which is what you were probably talking to, but there were
Yeah.
some that existed under the purview of a department or a college.
I tried that. It's just the thing is I wanted to start a campus club because the more professional societies work off campus and then no students would join that. And the thing is, if I'm only joining an already pre-established society, then I would have to adhere to the already pre-established rules of a different society. And the thing is, she told me that I wasn't allowed to do anything that was non-exclusionary, and then I tried to say that like I wasn't. The thing is, I had already heard about the diversity rules at school. There's diversity rules that every student has to read up on now about inclusion.
Any training you have to do before the semester starts.
Kind of, and the thing is, she
I went through this recently.
she told me that like you're not allowed to do anything discriminating, and then I asked her, why is it discriminating to ask that you take a course prior to being in this club? Because it's not a discrimination based on gender, race, or excuse me, gender, race, or education, or even class. It's just asking if you could take an art course before to show that you genuinely care about art. But she said no, that was discriminating, and that I can't do it.
But don't like when I was studying engineering, I had to take because it was not a strict engineering university. It was just a public school. Like we had to take an art as an elective, and I took band for 3 semesters, and that's how I fulfilled that. But like people could take like whatever they wanted as long as it was counted as an art elective. So like people have opportunities to potentially take it anyway.
Yeah, like I tried talking to her about how asking that you take or are currently taking an art course before you join the club isn't exclusionary because almost everyone that would be interested in joining the kind of club that I would be establishing would have taken one already. Like it's not like I'm asking you to do something that you'd have to go out of your way to do. And the thing is, like the art club that previously failed, I think the club that is on campus right now, that is the art club, has previously closed down about 10 times. Every semester. Yeah, and the thing is, the one time I joined the club to try and understand why it was failing so bad, every club meeting they'd show up late. There was only 6 members, including myself, and they would just sit around and play Pokemon for 3 hours in a room that they had been, paying the SGA to let them rent. And there was never club meetings, like actual club events. There was nothing for a whole semester. And the thing is, it's because they let people in who didn't give a crap about art. In fact, 2 of the members, who were the only ones that would actually show up, were not even students. They were graduates who just came on campus and loitered around. It's a mess.
Don't you just love universities nowadays?
I am so
There's a
glad
surprising
I went in
amount of people.
2006 and finished in 2011.
Yeah.
I started in 2011, finished in 2015.
Sorry to hear
Going
that.
back for my master's, but it's all going to be online, so I'm not going to have to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah,
But
we have
watching
something called Open University where people can do that as well. Learn from home and their own schedule as well, and I think that's great. Because then they don't have to interact with these people. Yes.
Do you want to hear something funny that happened on campus?
Go for it.
We had a feminist speaker come. She was actually a pretty nice lady. I didn't go talk because I wasn't interested in the kind of questions and topics they'd be talking about. Not because I don't. I'm not a feminist, and I wasn't really interested in what they were going to say about feminism. So I didn't go, but I heard later that someone showed up who was I knew who he was because he was in my class, and basically, he was a hyper edgelord MGTOW. He showed up to the feminist talk and started live trolling.
Oh, have
Like
I put an image
people
up again?
told me about how he kept going up to the speaker and asking her stuff like, "Why are all Muslims rapists?" And why do you think racism exists when black people are more like have their own terrorist group, like things like that. And,
oh my god.
And the thing is, this guy, I find him hyper annoying because I had to endure an entire semester with this guy. And the thing is, I think he thinks he sees the world like a YouTube video where he can kind of just comment things randomly.
He thinks he's Logan Paul.
Yes. Do you know what happened? Our professor's father passed away that week, and we had received an email about it because we had to skip a class because he had to go take care of his father's funeral arrangements. So the next class time, he came into class, and then this Neanderthal comes bumbling in, and then at the top of his lungs says, "Sorry about your dad being dead." And then sits down.
God.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And the thing is, he also quoted memes randomly during class. He was incapable of whispering. He could not help but shout memes across the classroom whenever it suited him. Like, I think my professor was talking in a lecture and mentioned the word magic randomly, and then at the top of his lungs, he shouts from the back, "Magic!" and then makes the snort noises. Like, actually screaming.
That's amazing.
I wanted to learn some social skills.
I think he had something personally, like Stoltzy in the chat will tell you I've complained about this guy. I complained about him all semester, but I'm pretty sure he had something because the way he behaved was strange. In fact, at one point in the semester, he went up to my professor and asked, tell me honestly, how has my behavior been?" And then my professor says very honestly, he says, "Well, you're a little disruptive." And then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just the kind of guy who likes his free speech, speak my mind, all that sort of stuff." And then he walks away.
That's not what you did.
The worst part is that my professor knows I'm relatively conservative, or at least I'm not a feminist, and anything right-leaning of not being a feminist is hyper-conservative to them, I suppose.
You're right of Stalin.
So every time this guy would do something, my professor would look over at me and put an eyebrow like, "This guy is the one in your side," and I'm just like, I don't associate with this.
Yeah.
This isn't me. Why are you doing
This does not represent me.
This is where you need to pull out the race card quick and say everything you're doing is racist right now. All of it.
I tried telling him that he probably should be tactical about his comments because my professor's father had just died and he kept bringing it up for no reason.
There are some people who, and I know a lot of people like this, who lack very basic social skills. And I don't want to say they're autistic, but they almost are because they just don't get certain situations.
I think he was autistic because he had a tendency to take his shoes off and walk around the classroom barefoot and crawl under his desk and eat excessively through the class time. And also he liked to watch his phone, and he liked to have a DVD player on his desk while the lecture was going on for some reason.
Wow.
I think... He actually accidentally unplugged his headphones one time during a lecture, and he was listening to a Riley Dennis debunking video. So I guess he could qualify as one of the more edgier type.
I mean,
And don't get me wrong, I like me a good Riley Dennis debunking video. It's just
At this point,
place.
at
Yes.
this point with those videos, I haven't touched one in a long time because I don't. There are a lot of them.
Aren't they also just really easy to debunk?
Well, most of the stuff I do is because, honestly, I'm lazy.
The thing about Riley Dennis's videos is that most expect you to accept a premise. He'll say a premise and then say, okay, we agree on that, let's move on from that point. Or he'll start the video assuming that you're a certain demographic and then speak to you as if you're from that demographic and already believe a certain set of things, instead of trying to simply address his argument and then articulate it for a general audience to understand. So then when you're listening to his videos, it's like, this isn't me. This doesn't address me. This doesn't mean anything to me.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you talking to? And then it's just frustrating.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You've talked about him, though, haven't you?
I've talked about Riley, yes.
A lot.
Yeah, that's what I haven't done in a while. I'll
It's been a
stick
while,
to.
though.
I'll stick to the. I'll stick to the easy topics.
Oh, question. Did Kevin ever make a response video to you?
Who?
Kevin Logan.
I mean, past that first one?
Yes, like he made a video on you.
Descent of the Manosphere.
I can't look at him when he speaks. It makes me cringe.
But you
he
get
did
to
a
see
video-
two of his glorious chins when he lifts his head up.
He doesn't have a chin. He doesn't have a neck. He's kind of like a lob of butter talking on a pair of shoulders. It's very
Hey,
difficult.
but
to
it has
see.
hair in it, so, it's not totally disturbing.
It's disgusting.
Who doesn't like hairy lard?
Listen, I'm a lady, and you will watch your disgusting, grotesque analogies with me. I'm a very delicate woman, okay?
Right.
I'm a very. But did he ever make a to what
No.
you said?
No, because his opinion, right, he, when there was this collaboration video done, talking about something, I can't remember what it was, but Kevin did a response video to it, and I was in that video, and he summed it up by saying, he fobbed me off a bit, because he talked about the few bigger channels that were in it, like Bunty and Jeff, but he didn't mention myself, Bear, or anyone else that contributed to that video. He just fobbed us off as nobodies, but everyone in that video has a bigger channel than him.
Doesn't that confirm that he's only going after people who may give him a sub boost from the infamousy?
The fallout, yes.
His head is butter. The rest is a potato with red ginger hair. That is disgusting.
He's a soulless lard ass.
Would you use him as proof that gingers indeed do not have souls?
Nah, because his hair's too brown most of the time. If anything, he just proves that.
Videos.
I'll be honest, he just proves that God exists because he tested something out on a test tube baby like him, and it just went wrong.
He's like, I feel really bad because I know if he ever decides to do like a Descent of the Manosphere on you again, he'll look through your podcast and then hear us like all jeering at him. Can I make a disclaimer? If you're ever listening to this,
Shut the
Kevin
fuck
Logan,
up! No, you can't.
I can't please.
No,
I'm not
no
apologizing.
disclaimers.
I'm just saying, like,
No,
please,
shut up!
if you
Shut
want
up!
to do
Shut up!
anything-
Shut up! I'm gonna mute you.
Address his points, not
No,
his dissent.
no.
He doesn't mean it. He's just making fun of. He makes jokes. He makes jokes. I promise.
Right.
He
I
makes-
don't. I personally, by the way, Kevin, if you ever see this, couldn't give a fuck. Couldn't give one, because honestly,
Couldn't give a fuck.
yeah, honestly, it was so funny the first time. Round 2 would sound like a laugh.
I don't.
It sounds at that point. It kind of sounds like masochism, I guess.
I just appreciate that he took clips from so long ago, and you don't even have to like figure out that they're from long ago because he's showing clips where you had like your really old avatars. Like you can even see the sagas of your evolution.
Not just that,
For
but
your
also the
character.
audio quality is really bad. Like
Yeah,
when
you
I
can
did
probably
when I
fix that.
compiled my response to it, I had to refine my audio from his video.
But his video is already rendered pretty badly. Like
That's because he uses Movie Maker. By the
go
way,
with
I
this.
used to use Movie Maker, so I'm not totally against it, but I'm so glad I don't anymore.
I'm a
You've grown up
hypocrite
a
because I
little.
use Movie Maker.
I've grown up a little, yes. More
I
than
just,
more
like-
than Christina, the 8-year-old boy.
I mean, like, if he... It'd be funny if he ever did another one on you. And he has this underage child making him artwork, and then he manipulates them by having them get some popularity and bribes them by letting them on his stream.
The moment I get
Kevin-
accused of being some kind of paedophile, honestly, I'd go to Birmingham and kick the shit out of him.
Do you have, like, a secret, like, bomb about him, like, waiting in case he tries any?
No,
Do it.
but Birmingham's
Do it
quite
because I'm
small.
Hmm?
No, but Birmingham is small. It wouldn't take long.
And he'd
Okay.
probably be quite easy to spot as well.
Yeah, it'd be the fat fuck.
Rare.
He's
Honestly,
very
there are
angry.
certain
I don't know
lines.
why he's so angry.
Certain lines I don't like. Like I don't like animal abuse and accusing and some people have done it in the past. They've done it like, for example, to Greg, Mr. Skeptic clone, Prime.
Oh.
They did it to him
Oh,
with
don't-
Shu,
don't-
with June, and yeah, no, you don't do that. You don't call someone a paedophile.
He did that?
I don't know if he
He
did
did
it, but he might have.
His gang did.
Hey,
That's kind of
Carlos.
serious, though. Did he?
Hey, man.
I don't think so.
I can't be sure, but there are people like him. There are people within that community that have done it. I'm not saying he's responsible or guilty by association, but at the same time, anyone ever does that, and it's just said because, yeah, no, you deserve to be stomped on.
Oh.
Curb stomp.
Kevin's angry because Chrissy Winters won't touch his pee-pee.
To be fair, who would want to put their hands on that knobbly root potato cock?
Yeah, but he has high hopes.
Why do you
for
have to
it.
describe it that way? Don't do that.
Because he's a potato. Do you not know what a knobbly root potato
You're
penis
never
looks
getting
like?
out of your head now.
I'm trying
Honestly,
to draw
it's
here.
how all potato cocks look. It looks like a knobbly root.
How would you know that?
It even has
How
it even
would
has
you know
ball
that?
joints in
How
it.
would you know?
It has
How would you know
has
that?
joints
No,
in it.
answer the question. How would you know?
Because he's a potato. It's obvious that's what he has.
That's just,
What's wrong? Do you not want to see a knobbly root potato penis?
I'd rather scratch my eye out with a fork. Or my bird's claws, either one.
A rusty fork?
I'd like to see the latter, because that'd be funny.
Okay. Would it be too much to ask if you could put like a chicken nugget on my head of the avatar?
Sounds like a
my
lot of
bird is-
effort.
Okay, well, I can get you a PNG of like a chicken nugget. It's just like I have my bird sitting on my shoulder next to me, and I keep laughing and doing stuff, and he's trying to take a nap, and then every time I do, he gets upset and he bites my ear. Because usually I sit quietly for hours and draw, and then he could nap in peace, but now I keep laughing and talking, and he keeps waking up. And I can see his little face staring at me, and he's very upset right now.
Sorry,
see it in his
Stargazer
little
Knights.
eyes.
I'm sorry that the newly knobbly potato cock is making you feel sick.
Stop! Why are you doing this? There's children in this stream, probably.
Look, one day you're gonna fall in love with Potato Man, and you're gonna marry him, and he's gonna whip
Man,
out that
like-
knobbly potato cock, and you're gonna love it.
No, I'll be dead. I'll be dead. Why would you do this to me?
We can all
should get that.
You said that it was disturbing to you, so
It is.
Who
you
made the
kind of
mistake?
asked for-
You asked. You were
Are you
begging
victim-
for
Are
it.
you victim blaming her?
Yeah, no. What was she wearing when she said it?
Dang it, I should have just worn my Oscar onesie this whole stream so I could have said, I'm wearing my Oscar onesie, thank you. Dang, I don't have it on me. My failures exceed me. As always.
Cry, sob, sigh. One of those.
I'm gonna cry more. You are gonna make a woman cry. Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself? Tell me.
Yes.
Okay.
At least he's truthful.
Why wouldn't I
Did
be?
it. I mean, at least he's truthful with all these fakes around, some fake people out there. He's truthful though, so it's fine. It's probably fine. Are you going to ever make a follow-up video on that one where you talked about like the millennials wanting to get sterilized, or is there no need for that? Because like I was one.
Who's getting sterilized? Millennials.
Like you made a video with this interesting lady on the thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
Interesting lady on the thumbnail.
I'm not sure
I mean,
she
I
was.
think
Very diplomatic way of putting it.
I just don't know, like, I don't know if it's a lady or if it could be like a person who like really plays off as a lady or something. I don't know, and I don't want to say that, and then everybody in the chats be like, it's clearly a non-binary Jello pod or something. I don't know.
Totally.
One of these things.
Non-binary Jello pod.
But like, you're distracting me now. I'm trying to think of like what I don't even remember what I was going to say anymore. Never mind.
Death won't save you from Kevin's knobbly potato cock. Yes, that is quite true.
Are you claiming he's a necrophiliac?
No, I'm reading a message from the chat.
That's disgusting.
What, the knobbly potato cock?
Omegon, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
Oh no.
Okay, aside from the one that I know about and the one you... Has anyone made Rule 34 fan art of your character?
I mean, besides the one of cognitive thoughts sucking my dick.
What?
Oh baby.
No, I was thinking of the one with Otterface.
Oh baby.
Oh, you mean the fan fiction?
No, it was a picture. Like she was on your face. Oh, I don't want to say it because it's very disgusting.
Oh, that one, yeah. No, there was one of
I'm
cognitive thought as well.
too.
I'm not
No,
showing
you
them on
can't put
stream,
that
am I?
He'll get demonetized.
Christ, I'm not showing this on stream. I'd get freaking community strike.
It's on
Just
Twitter.
go find
Yeah, you'll
Maxburr.
have that.
Go find Maxburr on Twitter, because he has the one with Cog sucking my dick.
Who? What?
Cognitive thought.
Why? Why?
Why
Why?
not?
Why not?
It's disgusting.
You are such a
I'm surprised.
prude.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not in that's strange. But wait, he's just a head. How does that work? He's not even a head. He's more like a coin with eyes
That's
and a...
that's
Just
all
need
we
a
need
head.
in order to suck it off. Really?
Why would you say that with such like excitement? That's all you need. That's all you need.
I know. I'm saying it nonchalantly.
What do you mean nonchalantly? You're excited. You're saying it's all you need.
No, I'm
It's
laughing
all
at
you
the ridiculousness of the situation.
Did they use like your picture or did they draw it from scratch?
Drew from scratch.
Okay, I'm disappointed no one's used that man thing I did with you on the couch for anything. Like I thought that's the first thing that would happen,
Oh,
but
the
no, it's not happened
manspreading
yet. So
thing.
what?
You sound disappointed.
Oh, she's obviously got a dirty mind. She just likes to hide it.
No, I mean that like that's what I expected, but then everybody turns around to something else, which is weirder. Thanks, internet. I mean, not internet. I guess your followers. I don't like saying thanks, internet, because that's very broad. Sorry, guys. I mean, thank you, Omegon fans, for being super gross and making weird crack ships. Proud of you.
Yes, thank you for that. I actually get a lot of fan art. It's quite nice and lovely, and I've used a lot of it in videos in the past.
Is it all on your Twitter? Because I love seeing the fan art that people...
They're on that stash link I gave you once. Most of them. I do retweet every single one I ever get. But I printed some off as well, put them on canvases. You know that because one of them was yours.
Ooh, I wish you'd let me redo that one.
You can if you want, but I'm not paying for it because I don't want to.
Well, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll make it super uber cool, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, this is worth it. It's
All right, I'll
fine
pay
now.
you then.
No, don't. I was going to do a speed paint. I like, you're talking about the hyper realistic one I did a while back, right?
Oh, the one you gave to me the very first time we started talking.
Yeah.
Which you gave to me
That's
with that
the one you're
lovely
talking-
note.
Oh, yeah, the very, very horrible note. Cheesy, terribly written note, yeah. I was so nervous.
Well, I
But
kept it. I
wanted
printed
to-
that out as well. I kept it. It's with the canvas. Looks lovely.
Yeah, that one I actually am kind of proud of. It's just, looking back, there's so many terrible, obvious, blatant mistakes with it that it just bothers me that I couldn't fix them at the time, but that's fine.
Yet again, with this whole being overly critical of your work is brilliant.
I agree.
It's not like over criticizing. It's just there's a lot of really obvious blatant mistakes that once I point them out, you'll be like, oh, that's what you mean. But they're there and they're really obvious and they're pretty sloppy for me. Like
Sounds
what
like somebody's being hypercritical.
Yeah,
No.
I'm hearing Doodle
Excellent.
Nazi. All hail the Doodle Nazi Führer.
Look, I'm not a Nazi, but all I'm saying is that
I'm not a Nazi, but
look, all
I
I'm
love.
saying
It's
is
like I'm going to apologize now, but
okay. Look, all I'm saying is that Hitler did nothing wrong. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
okay.
That's all I'm saying, guys. I'm just like he's a very misunderstood guy. I'm just saying. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Just saying
Well,
that.
this thing's already been demonetized, so thank you for the
Wait, how
super
do you
chats,
know?
by the
We
way. That
haven't
helps.
said anything. We haven't shown or said anything bad.
It's okay. The Streamlabs and the super chats offset the inevitable demonetization,
But we've not said nothing bad.
and will most likely pay for that bottle of peanut butter and jelly bourbon.
Just the one bottle.
Well-
Just the one.
It's £40, so yeah.
Just a tip.
Why would you spend it on peanut butter jelly?
Because
Disgusting.
I've tried different flavored bourbons, and honestly, it is one hell of a. Yes,
My
Melissa's right
brother
there.
got me peppermint flavored vodka last Christmas.
Actually, there's a flavored vodka I really like. It's a vanilla one. I really like it. If I ever drink vodka, I drink that.
Absolute.
Yeah.
And then for my
Yeah, that's
24th
good.
I was in
birthday,
Sainsbury's
a friend of
earlier,
mine-
and that's like 20 quid, and I was like, if I actually had the money, I would have grabbed it then and had that instead of the bourbon. But I saw the bourbon, and I'm like, I can wait an extra week and buy it, and that's fine.
A friend of mine gave me birthday cake vodka
Wait, birthday cake?
or cupcake vodka.
Oh, I didn't get a birthday cake. I need to get one. What's the vodka like?
It tasted very sweet and like a cupcake.
Did it taste like icing? Oh, I wouldn't mind marzipan tasting vodka. That sounds nice. And
What
by
do
the
you
way,
want, like for your birthday cake's flavor?
by the way, just a thing, Carlos. It's very interesting that whenever you're in a conversation, regardless of whether you've spoken, the conversation will inevitably get to alcohol.
I will not be dragged into alcohol today.
Oh, I'll fucking start a fight with you.
I mean, we were talking about alcohol when we were brought in.
I know, but I'm not going. No, I have to start the conversation. I'm not
To
gonna be
address
dragged
Mike
into-
Barbarossa, it is kind of lame liquor, I guess. But it's because I only mention it again because of a tradition I have of buying a bottle of whiskey on my birthday. This year, though, I'm going to get a bottle of bourbon because I want to be different. That's like a tradition I've had for like 10 years now. Or is it 11? No, it's 11. I started in no, 10.
Since you were 21.
22, so it would have been 10 years. Yeah. I can count, I promise.
Math is hard.
Do you even math, bro?
No.
I live.
MATLAB does my math for me.
Omegi. Omegon.
Maggie.
I'm sorry. I forgot I can't use that nickname out here.
How about flavored bourbon? I bought that last
Not a
year, by
pleasant
the way.
company.
I bought a bottle of bourbon last year.
Omegi.
What?
I'm sorry, but I have to leave. My dad's home. I gotta go say hi and stuff, okay?
Ah, you're such a terrible wench.
I'm sorry. I have stuff to. It's my grandma's birthday today and stuff. Okay, but like,
Yeah.
just very quickly, I wanted to say thank you for having me on the stream and a very happy birthday. I'm glad you like the art, and I hope all of you guys have a fun time on stream. Omegon is super fun, so you'll definitely
You
have
are
fun.
just Mister. You are very, very talented.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure.
I'm just. Oh dear. I probably shouldn't like start rambling again. Thank you guys for having me. I hope you guys have a good time.
Laters, fam.
Bye.
Now she's gone, let's talk shit about her. I love getting her on stream. She's easy to embarrass.
Now we can talk about alcohol.
Yes. See, I can list all the whiskies I got every year. Oh god, I think it was Glenmorangie, Glenfiddich, Jura, Talisker, Penderyn, Johnny Walker Gold because I think I just got a job. A bottle of Monkey Shoulder. Fuck it. I can't remember the next three. Fuck it. They're in a box downstairs. I know, but they're there.
You ever had Oban?
Oban? Yeah, I've had that. I haven't bought a bottle that's quite expensive. Oh, I know another one. I bought a bottle of Lagavulin, but it's very expensive.
I did a 6 weeks tour of Scotland.
Oban is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I am going. Oh God. Oh, you just.
By the way,
made me
to anyone
so
in the chat who's
jealous.
curious,
All
Little
this
Miss Anonymous
Scotland.
keeps typing to me on Skype, and now she knows that you can hear Skype in the background, so she's going to type more messages because she's a menace. Carry on talking about alcohol now.
Sorry, I was just saying I went to Scotland for a 6 week tour and pretty much went to, well, I mean, 6 different distilleries.
Ooh.
You know, I don't know what they're called, but you know those tanks which they're doing all the brewing.
Yeah, I've seen the cylinder. Yeah.
Yeah, I stuck my head in one of those. Jesus Christ.
I went. Okay, so actually, I remember one. 2 years ago, I went to the English whiskey company distillery. It was the first one in England, and I saw those tanks. But they have in their warehouses where they don't give their whiskies. Oh, hang on a sec, Miss Anonymous wants to mention. They don't give them like the most imaginative names. They give them chapter names instead. They just call it Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and so on. And they had like a whole massive corner filled with all the whiskies that belonged to Prince Charles in their barrels. And I'm like, can we just like take his stuff? He's not here. But I got to my friend, and this is what sucked for him. He was the driver, and he didn't realise at the end we'd get all these samples. There's about 20 samples each.
Yeah,
And
they do have most distillery
he
tours.
couldn't touch them, so I had them. I was quite content by the end of that. And
LOL.
it was we bought a bottle each. It was great. I got fucking wrecked. I remember getting back into his car. I tripped. I went to put my foot into the door into the car first. I tripped. Like, this is just bollocks. Okay. I was yeah. Their chapter 6, I think it is really nice. And there's another one, chapter 13, peated. I think it was at chapter 11. It's a nice peated scotch, really good. Yeah, everyone should try those.
I'm
not
going
convinced.
to
Sorry?
over the next couple of months. I'm going to stock up on my non-drinking whiskey. I want to have them there for really, really good occasions. I have to get Glenlivet 18 and 15.
Oh, I
Glenfiddich
love the 13.
15 and 12.
There's a
I wanna
Glenfiddich.
get,
You want to get a Glenfiddich 14. That's a good one.
Yeah, I can only get what I can get. See,
Masterofmalt.com, my fan.
yeah, I might try that because my local supplier, I've asked him get me a bottle of whiskey from the Isle of Isla, the northern, because I know that's more, it's heavier and smokier than the
Yeah.
peat tastes. Yeah, I gotta get some of that good stuff.
I've got to
And,
hit off.
Okay, see you later, mate.
See you
Have a
later.
good evening.
And I think I sent you a picture of what I bought the other day. Let's see if I can find it here. They are the Macallans. One is the Amber and one's the Sienna. And they are still closed. I've drank the Amber. Amber is
Yeah.
bloody awesome. So, but I'm keeping them there. And I also want to get to the 3 Japanese whiskies which I get here from Nika.
Yeah, I've actually wanted to try Nika, but I've never had the money to buy a bottle.
Yeah, well, The one I still have half a shot left of it. It is 53% the alcohol content. The bottle's only half a liter, and it cost me 46 euros.
That's not
But
bad.
damn, it's smooth. It is
Oh, I've done
smoother.
it again, haven't I? Fucking hell.
It's smoother than Monkey Shoulder. And I've drank 2 bottles of that, so I'm not going to buy another one. So
There we go. Don't know why I did that again. I keep nudging something on OBS and it keeps popping up the tablet with that image.
that's a nice tablet.
Yeah, it is. I actually have to end this, I'm afraid. I've got to get up early for work.
Me too, man. And
I'm
Merry
gonna
happy
probably gonna
birthday,
be on.
man.
Thank you. I'm probably going to be on Discord for a little while longer. Just play video games for a little while until I get tired.
Yeah. I'm going to bed. I've got to work tomorrow.
Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Yeah.
Thank you for
Is there anything else I
playing
want to
with
say?
me.
Oh yeah, this avatar you see on the screen now, not Christina's, even though she's left, and I probably should have removed her because she's not here. There we go. I'm gonna put it in my. It's gonna be used in my video on Wednesday, which is more of a shitpost video, but I'm sure you'll. If you can see the humour, you might enjoy it. Yeah, and work is caca. So, thank you all for joining me, and yeah, bye bye.